This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Racial consultants are standing by. We'll take caller 9-844-999 Ola, and you'll play Profile This in minutes. And we do have your headlines on the way 1 hour from now. First, quick check into my cock for some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, Thrill, I mistakenly did not hand you this one in our last episode. The CDC just issued a report that says a lot of swimming pools and hot tubs are basically cesspools that can get you sick.
I believe that, because people like me get in there.
Exactly.
And you.
Not if you pee in it, because then it sterilizes it.
Yes.
The CDC didn't say that. That's my own personal.
Hey, you pee in the pool too, man.
If you just had a kid, brace yourself, because 18 years from now, 4 years of college will cost an average of $184,000.
Yeah, because it's a racket, and those people are getting away with murder.
This is the deal I'm trying to make with the kids. Look, either get a scholarship academically, get a scholarship athletically, or, you know what, just don't go to college, man.
Also says that a private school is going to cost around $303,000.
Yep. Well, yeah. I mean, how many years do you have to work after that to even
Pay off
remotely
the loan.
break even?
Exactly.
So what's the point?
31% of people in Britain have seen the Queen in real life, according to a new poll.
Yay!
Ted, you look stunned.
Well, you know what, man, to be honest with you, if you go to Disney World, you're not always going to see Mickey Mouse.
No?
But if you were there every day and you worked there, you definitely should run into him. You know what I mean?
think.
I mean, where do they see her? Like at a 7-Eleven? Or, I mean, what do you think she
It's like
goes?
you compare the Queen to Mickey Mouse at Disneyland.
Which Mickey's generally around.
Yeah, I mean, they're both nice, but they don't mean crap to the world, other than the fact that, you know, you're not there for Mickey. You're not in London for the Queen. No one's there for that. It's like this fictional thing that just exists that people don't really care about.
But Mickey, it's his place. He's
Well,
like the president.
London
Some
is kind of the
Buckingham Palace.
Queen. Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to see the Queen.
She's like real life Spider-Man. I mean, but Spider-Man would be cooler because he can do crap, you know? Like, she's just nothing.
You just keep digging the hole, man.
No, I'm not. I mean that serious. She represents. She's a thing.
Right.
It's just a thing, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's no different than frickin' Mickey Mouse. It's a thing that represents nothing and does nothing.
But
He
Mickey
just comes
Mouse,
down and waves at people, and people go, "Oh God, she's waving! He's waving!" And then they go back. They wave. They don't really say much, and then they go back into where they put him.
Well, Mickey doesn't talk when you see him, but I mean, the line to get to him is security.
Well, the line to get to the Queen.
Queen doesn't say much either.
Right.
Look, all I will tell you, and I've only been to Disney World as an adult, when Mickey comes by with his security, I mean, I get hyped.
So do the when the Queen security came by.
man,
You're
we
like, "Oh
gotta
man,
go."
big stuff's happening."
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they're not too far apart.
Come meet the Queen, the Mickey Mouse of Britain.
I mean, that's serious. Well, it's a thing. It's why people go to a tourist attraction, man. It really is. They are there simply to be basically ambassadors for England.
Sure.
I mean, that's their whole point. They are a tourist attraction. That's all the guards and all those dudes who wear the eraser helmets and all that crap.
Eraser helmets.
That's all frickin', you know, the guys,
The
wear
kid and play
the
hat.
guys who wear the microphone hats and all that crap. It's all just based. It's frickin' Epcot, man.
Don't you want to speak into their head like testing 1, 2?
Exactly. Check, 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 check.
Oh, goodness. All right, that was nice. It says if you have a lot of cash burning a hole in your pocket, there's an $85 million condo for sale in New York that comes with a free trip to space.
$85,000 condo in New York?
No, $85 million.
Oh,
condo.
I was going to say.
That's a great deal.
Jesus.
With a free trip to space.
Right?
I do like that part.
I mean, you'd think that the $85 million, you could just buy the trip to space.
That's true. I think it's $20 million if you want to go.
Something like that. GasBuddy.com posted its annual list of the gas station chains with the cleanest bathrooms in all 50 states.
Like
Toll roads, maybe?
Toll roads, Ted?
I'll say
What do you
Ohio.
Does
Is it gas stations or just...
think? It's gas station chains in each state.
Okay. For some reason, I feel like Shell. I don't know why.
Right.
I would go with Chevron. Those extra mile stores are quite nice.
Does that count like Sheetz and Wawa, too? And
Yeah,
all those
I would think.
places? I mean, those places are tremendous. What?
He ain't working on it.
Oh,
We
thank
keep
you, Ted.
testing.
Thank you, Ted. I was
I
about
looked
to get
at him
there.
and I was like, I know what he's doing to us. He's not going to give us an answer.
yeah.
That was the
But
next
yes,
line on my-
Miles, I'm sure it includes sheets and
Yeah,
Wawa.
okay, no.
That was my next line there on my sheet. All right. There's a 79-year-old man in Michigan who got the wrong date on his birth certificate when he was born. April 23rd instead of April 21st. He finally got it fixed recently that he played both sets of numbers on a lottery ticket last week and hit the jackpot for $1.9 million.
Damn, all right, good for him.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Just play your wrong birthday.
Dang.
I don't have one of those.
Isn't that just kind of like making up a number?
Yeah,
That's
basically.
exactly what it is.
But it worked.
It says today is the made-up holiday called National No Dirty Dishes Day.
What?
And a new survey found the most popular finger foods you can order and eat without dishes.
Yeah.
Come on, Ted.
No.
Master the finger food.
He's not working on it.
I can work on this one. It has it all listed out right here.
Yeah.
All right, how about chicken wings?
Chicken wings on there.
Pizza.
Pizza on
Tacos.
there. Tacos.
Mozzarella sticks.
No. French fries and burgers.
French fries.
Okay.
I wouldn't consider burgers and pizza finger foods, though.
I'm with you,
Well,
man.
you don't consider using cutlery with them, do you?
So, but finger food to me means like it's a smaller thing.
Tiny, right.
You know, like a chicken
No,
wing
I think
or
they're-
that
well,
mozzarella
they-
stick.
You literally use just your fingers to
But
grab
do
it.
sandwiches count then as finger food?
Yes.
Okay.
Little teeny
Unless
tiny
it's an open
sandwiches.
face sandwich.
Well, sure.
Little tiny sandwiches. A new survey found 19% of us eat mac and cheese with a spoon.
I don't.
No. Never
I mean,
did.
I eat mac and cheese a lot with a fork, but if I'm at home and have access to a spoon, yeah. I mean, it's in a bowl.
All right. Do any of you cut your spaghetti instead of twirling it?
No.
Not anymore, no.
No, hell no.
Not since I became 8.
Right.
Don't you like to do the...
Oh, hell yeah. That's only 10% will do that. Eat string cheese without peeling pieces off.
Sometimes.
depends.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
I do it.
It's more fun when you peel it apart, but sometimes you gotta be a heathen and just bite into it.
String
Yeah.
cheese is my least favorite cheese.
Is it?
I like
22%
all
of us
types of cheese.
eat it without peeling it off. Anybody go crust first with their pizza?
No.
Is it stuffed?
I don't know.
Oh,
Ted,
that would
I'm not
definitely
working
change my
on it.
opinion on it. Yeah, all right.
Why are you throwing me curveballs, man? Do you eat a crust first or not?
If it's stuffed, I might.
All right. Well, then you're part of the 7%. Anybody add ice to your cereal?
No.
No.
Well, then you're not in the 1%. Apparently, the new drug trend for middle-aged, middle-class women is breeing.
Oh, God.
Breeing?
This is moronic.
It's where you take ecstasy by putting it into a piece of brie cheese. Ted, you've heard of this?
Yes.
Where do you
It's
get the
like-
ecstasy?
It's like a big dinner party thing in Manhattan. People
Hey.
are putting MDMA in their cheese, and then by like the end of the charcuterie, I guess, cheese part of it, you're supposed to be rolling and be high.
I'll do it. I'll try it.
But also, I read a thing that was just like basically every dinner party in Manhattan is an excuse for people to do drugs.
Oh,
Sure.
I see. So you can put it in anything.
Yeah, that just seems weird. I mean, you know, I just hate brie.
Another
You
question.
don't, oh, you don't like brie? You don't like a warm heated
I'm
brie?
taking
as an
ecstasy. I just
appetizer?
want to do it, damn it.
I'll tell you what.
Don't clutter it up with cheese.
I was at some place, man, and they served a big warm triangle of brie, and I didn't think I'd like it. I'm in that thing, and I'm like, oh, God, this is so good. They had apple slices or some crap. I'm like, I can't believe this is so good.
Would you rather earn $1 million or be given $1 million?
Give it to me.
Okay, earn, give, Ted.
Earn.
Listen,
the
you got
tie.
to understand. I want to earn $1 million, but also if you're just going to give it to me, I will also take your money.
I'm a thrill on this one.
52% would rather be given the money. I'm with you,
Give
Miles.
me the money.
I want to earn it.
Yep.
No, I
wanna earn
would
it.
still
No,
plan
we're
to
not saying we
earn
would-
another million.
Yeah.
I would not stop working. It's not that. And trust me, I would love to say I earned $1 million, but I'd also like to be able to tell my kids, don't be stupid and turn it down.
You know, the only thing I think about that is I think about Donald Trump. I think about the fact that his dad gave him $1 million when he was starting out after he got done with college or whatever. And it's not that there's anything wrong with that. And that's if that's what his dad wanted to do, that's what dad wanted to do. But people say, well, you know, your dad did give you $1 million to start these companies. Now, if he would have done that on his own, then
he's the man.
You could say, hey,
Right.
look, you had to work your ass off, yes, which is not as easy as getting the money. But now that you have it, it's easier to validate your success.
Solid point.
Because you've worked for it.
A man in Florida called in
But
multiple...
think about the amount of ecstasy cheese you could buy if somebody gave you $1 million.
Right. But we're still happy about the guy who won all that money in the lottery and won millions of dollars. And it was basically just given to him, too. So, you know, but if you... Yeah.
But he put in the effort. He had to spend money to make that money. Moving on. A man in Florida called in multiple bomb threats to local mosque, but due to his stupidity, it wasn't hard for police to track him down.
Why is that?
I'll tell you all about it 1 hour from now.
Thank you, Mike Hawk. Headlines are on the way 1 hour from now, but first the game is...
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
Hey, Stephen Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Bobby. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola. All right, Bobby, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes, sir, I do.
Fantastic. Here's your story. We go to Florida, where else, where a woman sparked a fury after she was photographed smiling ear to ear in her mugshot following a drunk driving crash that killed a 60-year-old mother. The 44-year-old woman of Ocala, she was arrested and faced several charges, including driving while under the influence following a crash. She was driving in Marion County, failed to brake in time, rear-ended a Hyundai Elantra, and then that slammed into the tractor-trailer that was stopped in front of it. The 18-year-old driver of the Elantra suffered minor injuries, but her mother, the 60-year-old woman, she ended up dying a few days after the crash. As far as the woman that caused the crash, police smelled alcohol on her breath. The cops said her blood alcohol level was .172. That's more than twice the legal limit. But originally, she told the cops that the reason she crashed because she dropped her phone, which may or may not be true, but she was still a .172. Do you believe that this woman is black, white, Mexi, or Jew?
I'm going to have to go white on this one, but I do want to hear what you guys have to say.
Well, okay. I'm going to play devil's advocate on this one. A little bit. Nothing is funny about driving drunk. Nothing is funny about killing someone.
No.
When I first saw the story, I thought, that's horrible, because it is. At the time, from what has been explained, the person who passed on, it took a few days for them to pass on.
Days, yeah.
So at that point in time, she had no idea, and she probably because she was hammered, which is stupid, of the severity of what she had done.
She did not know. The woman did die a few days after.
And that's the only thing. Man, I think just the fact that you're flipping your whole, everything at whatever's right, it just seems to be white.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, just think about the celebrities I know that have gotten arrested or whatever. It just seems like white people smile more in mugshots.
It really does. What do you think, Bobby? You want to stick with white? Final answer?
I'm going with the white final answer.
We're going to find out if she was black, white, Mexican, or Jewish next. Whoops.
That was a tease.
You're listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Hola, bitches. You're listening to the Men's Room.
Profile that takes us to Florida, and a woman who killed a 64-year-old woman. She was driving drunk, and if that wasn't bad enough, to make matters worse, when she goes in and gets her mugshot, arresting mugshot, she is smiling ear to ear on that. Was she black, white, Mexican, or Jewish?
And Bobby, that's the question we asked you. You wasted no time and said white.
Absolutely.
You are.
Oh! Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box,
Armageddon.
the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
You guys think Americans like to read?
Some.
If they have time.
Do you think Americans like to read books?
Not so much.
Okay. Right, I'm with you. It's kind of a weird conversation now because it's almost, there's two things I've noticed as technology's come along, right? A lot of people say, well, I don't own a TV. And it's like, cool, but you still have a phone or like a tablet or something, so you're staring at a screen for an awful long time.
You're still watching
Right.
videos.
Right. And then some people, are like, well, you got to read books. And I like, well, maybe one a year, but I like to read books. But sometimes too, like, you could do a ton of reading on articles and everything online, but you're not actually reading a book.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Jimmy Kimmel had some information about people reading books. So then he sent some people out just to ask people on the street, what is the last book you've read?
What was the last book you read?
Probably Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss, maybe? I haven't read a book for like 12 years. I'm drawing a blank. Jeez. I need books. Sorry. I am totally blanking out on books.
What do you do for a living?
I was a librarian.
Jesus Christ.
All right. So that's kind of bad, right? But it got worse because enough people couldn't even just name like the last book they have read. So then they simply just asked people, name a book.
Can you name a book?
Oh, yes. I don't read books.
Can you name a book?
No.
Can you name a book?
A book? The Lion King.
The movie?
Yeah, the book.
You read the book The Lion King?
Yeah.
Let me just think. Dang, hold on, man. I haven't even read it. Hold on, let me think. Hold on. Can we cut this and do it again?
The Jungle Book. It's not a book, is it? It's a movie. Jungle Book, sure. Is it? Both. You sure? No.
Do magazines count?
No, those wouldn't be books.
That's correct.
I can name Moby Dick. That's an artist. He wrote a book called Horse. I like that book.
Moby Dick was the author.
Yes.
First of all, Moby Dick is the name of a book.
Yeah.
Right, that seems amazing. By the way, you could watch that full clip at the Men's Room Facebook page. And it is pretty interesting. But, like, I'm blown away that people can't even name a book.
Mm-hmm. I'm not anymore. I think it explains a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, name a book, man. You know, not even like, if nothing else, let's go back to high school.
Yeah, it's a required reading.
Right?
Everyone had required reading.
Go to grade school.
All the books that you didn't want to read, that they were terrible, that they made you read because they wanted to prove to you that they thought that was worthy of your time for whatever reason.
But even if you didn't read it, I remember all the books I didn't read.
Right.
You know,
right.
I remember the titles. I think the only one I read was Lord of the Flies.
Read that one? Read that one myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good book. Did you ever read Fahrenheit 451?
I didn't.
Ray Bradbury, that's one of your favorites, right?
You don't have to. HBO's turned it into a movie.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, I saw the commercial last night and thought, cool, I don't have to. They're making it a movie.
Made you want to be a fireman, right?
I won't lie. When it starts, I got kind of excited because I hated reading. And it was like, oh, they're burning the books.
But it was a fun book to read. It was a good book. There was a difference between that book and a lot of the other books we had. Where that was actually a good one.
Well, and how I got to read that book was because I stayed back in 8th grade, and I couldn't read the books that I had just read the year before, or supposedly read.
Yeah, so you had to do something different.
Like that book stuck with me. I liked it. I was just thinking about that. Like, just name any book, right? Wrinkle in Time, like all this stuff.
Making a movie about that?
Oh, yeah, they are. Is that the one with Oprah? What's the one with Oprah?
So.
Okay, it is. Yeah, I remember I saw the promo.
Oh, they already made the movie. Yeah,
they did.
I don't know. Just interesting to me. I figured people could at least name a book. I'm with Thrill on that one. Like, you didn't even have to read it.
Yeah,
you know the name of one, right? Let's see. Kind of some news in the NFL. Keep talking about all the different things setting up next year for TV networks. So Thursday Night Football from CBS is going to go over to Fox.
Okay.
Which means you're going to get a little extra Joe Buck and Troy Aikman in your life.
Oh, we're so happy to be here in lovely Buffalo tonight for the Bills and the Jets.
And it's not like Troy Aikman's a dynamic person. He's not bad, but I mean, he does not bring the excitement.
Yeah. I have heard somewhere along the way that Troy Aikman, for some reason, kind of thinks, I don't know why, but in public he needs to have that persona, and then maybe behind closed doors he's a little crazier than one. And not like insane, but he just has more of a personality.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I would never expect that.
Either would I, and it caught me off guard. But a person that we all know, Thrill and I specifically, but like. Right, he was like, yeah, man, I had a lunch with him, and he was like, he was awesome, like, blah, blah, blah.
Huh, that's good.
Yeah, I remember someone saying it, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I thought he would have been kind of a, I don't know. He just seems a little boring.
Yeah,
but, like we were saying the other day, I think that's part of the NFL's kind of broadcast and everything else. Is kind of just...
Here's the X, here's the O, here's the sponsor, away we go.
Yeah. Some cool other shows coming out for Fox. They got one that Charlie Day... created, you know him from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I'll tell you what, that show, I read a thing today about It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That comedy has stood up to the test of time. Like I love Seinfeld, and I can rewatch Seinfeld all the time. But even for me, I've kind of almost gotten burnt out on it.
Okay.
Whereas, like, It's Always Sunny, Viceland just bought them all. And, I mean, some of these episodes aren't even that old, but it's a very funny show to rewatch as well.
That's a good sign.
Yeah. You know what I mean? If you keep watching it, it's great. Miles, good news. Fox is keeping Bob's Burgers.
Nice.
Family Guy.
All the cartoons, because cartoons, for some reason, are very successful.
Specifically there.
Yeah.
Right? Like
got a cartoon, put it on Fox.
I'm with you, man. What else? Empire got re-signed. I know a lot of people like that show, so that'll be cool. And then we already talked about Lethal Weapon is coming back, but they replaced the star because he was that big of a D.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's still pretty impressive.
That really is.
Yeah. Let's get it done on a high level.
You should be able to get into a frat for free. You know what I mean? Like, if you're that big of a douche, it's almost like you should be like an honorary Delt or something. Like they should just comment, like, dude, you're such a jackass.
Right.
Everyone hates you. That means you're an honorary member. Come on in. Let's beer bong it out, bro, and we'll hug it through.
Was it a very
Don't
freaky
worry.
conversation last night?
I got a buddy, Chet, man. His dad will get you a job. Don't you worry.
You might know Steven Seagal and Jeremy Piven already.
Yeah.
Other people that apparently are not popular to work with.
So nobody wants to be called ugly, but sometimes it happens. Ryan Reynolds, obviously, is a good-looking man. Josh Brolin, a lot of people think he's a good-looking man, but James Corden found out he's not as good-looking.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
I'm sorry, what did they just say? Did anyone else hear that?
Yeah, they just called you ugly.
What? Why?
Because you're the ugly one.
I am not the ugly one.
Look, the movie, it's called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I'm good, he's bad, and that leaves you to be the ugly one. I'm so sorry.
Uglier than a sack of pig testicles.
that's why he's the bad one, right? You know, that's an awful thing to say to somebody. You know, I feel terrible that he said that, which obviously makes me the good one, right?
Okay, you're not that good. I'm the one who's good.
Okay, why are you good?
I'm a loving father and husband. I'm active in my community. I give to charity.
I do all that too, James, plus I'm Canadian.
Well, so what?
Exactly.
Everybody thinks British people are villains, James.
We are not.
Then why do you guys play bad guys in like every movie?
Die Hard.
Star Wars.
Jungle Book.
Silence of the Lambs.
Why do any of us have to be the ugly one?
Oh, it's just because it's the name of the movie.
No.
Well, maybe you're good, he's bad, and it's the situation that's ugly.
I know that I'm supposed to be the good one here, but I'm just going to say it anyway. That's incredibly stupid.
Don't sack pig testicles.
I like that Brolin reiterated that. You're uglier than a sack of pig testicles. That's going. That's cutting
That
deep.
is, yeah.
Getting it done there.
I heard uglier than a bucket of armpits with the good ones pulled out.
Yeah. James Corden's kind of growing on me. Like, I liked him at first. I thought he was kind of brutal, but he's growing on me more. It is tough, though, because Seth has done the same thing, which any new host is going to get better over the course of, 3-4 years?
Sure.
But, right, it's kind of tough. But
Television right now might be at its best after 11:30. If you look at the general scope of what's on, like normally on just any other regular basis, I don't go, boy, I'm torn between two shows here. Even though I know I could watch one later or whatever, that doesn't happen most of the time. But man, when you flip through at night, there's a lot of good opportunities to be entertained.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're like me. Sometimes I have to remind myself to go back to the channel I was watching.
Oh yeah,
you start flipping around. Who knows what's going to happen? Let's see. The CW is adding a superhero crossover this fall. They're going to introduce Batwoman.
Okay.
Right? I mean, I feel like
there was a Batwoman. What was it? Catwoman.
Catwoman.
It was the Catwoman. Yeah, there's not a Batwoman. That's right. It was the
no, there was a Batwoman and a Catwoman.
Was there? Okay.
Was it the Batwoman helped Batman?
Yeah.
And the Catwoman.
I remember like the Catwoman was more of a thing when it was Burt Ward and Adam West.
Back
and it was a television show, but I don't remember it ever being part of the movie franchise.
Well, Batwoman, or was it Batgirl?
Maybe Batgirl. I don't know.
But I feel like she would always show up and kind of help out a little bit.
So you had Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl when...
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't it Clooney was Batman with the nipples on the suit? Right. It was weird. And then you had Michelle Pfeiffer play Catwoman. I think was it the original?
Maybe the second one.
It could have been the second one. Yeah,
right, because the original was just the
Penguin
Joker.
And Joker, wasn't it?
Joker was just the first one.
It was Penguin in the second one. I don't remember after that. I mean, I know the Riddler showed up, Mr. or Dr. Freeze.
Maybe it was the second one that had the Penguin and Catwoman. I'm trying to remember. There were way too many.
If they were smart, they'd all get together and beat his ass.
Well, they're going to have
one at a time.
They're going to have Batwoman. I like Arrow star Stephen Amell. He said, we'll be fighting alongside Batwoman, which is terrific. The crossover is going to make it to air in December. I don't know a ton, but if it's a comic book hero or maybe you made up, I mean, you could just make up comic book heroes now. Just put it in a TV show or put it in a movie, man.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to watch that thing and they're fired up. We hear a lot of old shows that are coming back, but I like CBS is just blatant with the Big Bang Theory. They're like, we're hoping to get a few more years out of it.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Well,
but the problem,
if they can stay sober.
I don't think it's that, dude. I think it's just, you know how it is. Like, those actors have been on that show for that long. Like, I think some of them, and they are banking a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah.
So I think they might just be like, I'm done. I want to go do this or that or do movies.
Yeah, they'll go in syndication, so they'll be all right.
Yeah, and I do think it seems a little bit easier for or stars to kind of shake that thing. You know what I mean? Like, it seemed like back in the day, whatever show you were on, that's who you were stuck with. Mm-hmm. But it seems like now people can cross over into acting in movies a little more. And I think it helps that the movie stars are coming down and acting back in TV.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't seem as
You're
weird
right.
going from the quote-unquote small screen to the big screen.
There was that big division for a while.
Well, it's funny. Somebody came back. They said, "Why?" They said, "TV's a steady paycheck, man."
Yeah.
You're still acting. It's a steady paycheck, so yeah, why not?
And it's consistent.
I will only do the big screen because my ego is bigger than all of you.
That's it.
Or I think sometimes people are just like, I just want to work 3 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
I don't have
I'm lazy as all can be.
Right. Give me 1 summer of work and then I'm done.
Then I'm
it's like the
Italy.
opposite of a teacher. Showtime picked up a Boston crime drama called City on the Hill.
Never even heard of it.
Well, don't worry, you will, because it has star power, my friends.
All right, who are we talking about?
Number 1, it's starring Kevin Bacon.
Oh, wow, okay.
And then it's a Boston crime drama, so can you guess who's producing it?
Mark Wahlberg.
No.
Ben Affleck.
And?
Matt Damon.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
Oh.
You're right. Mark Wahlberg could have been in there, but I feel like if it's like anything that has to do with Boston and somebody's producing it, it's always going to be Affleck and Damon.
I feel like Wahlberg would be your third in there, but they would probably never do it together.
Yeah.
He's a big Boston
gonna be
guy.
gritty.
Right. He's a massive Boston guy. I just don't think about him the same way as
sure.
Right? Like, something's going on with a Boston show. It's like, it's got to be Affleck and Damon.
Yep.
They're always doing that stuff, but doing it for years together, man. Sometimes you just need, like an uplifting, positive message or this or that. So this is a couple weeks old, but I kind of liked it. The comedian Tracy Morgan, he's been through a lot of stuff. And then he was in that accident that almost took his life, that took his friend's life. So obviously he's got a different kind of view on things now. Sure. So he was on the Daily Show, just kind of, talking about life a little bit.
We all deserve a second chance.
Right.
So I believe in that. We all make mistakes. But we have to really be careful of condemnation.
Right.
We have to learn the language of love. Mm-hmm. And condemnation will hurt us. You can't condemn anyone. You can't condemn a race of people. It's just, with the thing that separates the people of the planet isn't culture, isn't any color, nothing, nationality. It's just pride. It's foolish pride. I know, swallow it. If you got pride, it's all about love, man. Yo, listen. In my world, Angelo Dundee was Muhammad Ali's manager for a long time. And he told Muhammad Ali one day, it don't cost nothing to be nice. Don't cost us nothing. We in here right now laughing, have a good time. But as soon as we leave out of here, we want to go back to that prideful stuff. Right. I'm better than you. That got to end. That got to stop.
Damn.
Yeah, right? Also, I like his reference point there with Ali. He's got to be a boxing fan.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
right?
Sure.
Like, if you bring up a trainer about somebody...
one of the greatest trainers ever, though.
It is. Too. It is. Think he's better than Cuss?
I think legend will go down that the Kronk Gym was probably one of at that point in time just the number of guys that came through there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm with you, right? It still resonates, right? If anybody knows anything about boxing, you mention that gym and people are going to know exactly what you're talking about. Keith Sutherland, bad news for him. His latest show, Designated Survivor, didn't survive.
Oh no, how ironic.
He had a pretty good run though.
Well,
I think.
But this is 2018. At least I think it is. Even though ABC canceled it, it looks like Netflix is interested in picking it up.
So now they can cuss.
And maybe reviving it.
See, that would be my point on it. Like, not only are we going to continue, but we can cuss. Mm-hmm. I want to do a nude scene. You know what I mean? I want to hang my butt out the bottom of a plane and fart. I can do whatever I want. I'm on Netflix. Where
Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix.
It's a great time to be in TV, though, man. Right. I mean, if you have enough of a cult following, you're right. Your show can be canceled, but someone will still grab it.
Whoever. Amazon.
Yeah. We were talking about the royal wedding. I apologize.
Yes,
I didn't bring it up again.
all day long. All day.
Dude, I would not lie to you. I got caught up watching Nightline or something last night about it, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. But we were talking about Will Ferrell and Molly Shannon. That's going to air on HBO, and I'm pretty sure they're going to do that live and then re-air it. But
so they're doing live commentary on the actual parade, wedding, all the festivities.
Since it's live, I'm hoping, and it's on HBO, I'm hoping it'll be a little dirty too.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Throw in a little curse word.
Yeah.
And there's some fun words that English use that hopefully they'll use.
Oh, yeah, see, I think I know what you're... I
got a few, yeah.
I think I know the one you mean. All right, thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. All right, still to come, we get your headlines on the way in just a few minutes here with Mike Hawk. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Oklahoma elementary school teacher sent home after showing up for work high on the meth. Meanwhile, 3 robbers are caught with stolen prosthetic arm from some dude named Seth. Florida man threatens to blow up mosque, gets caught by caller ID. A convenience store clerk was pre-scratching lottery tickets so no one would ever be a winner. Something, I don't know how I messed that up. And a military helicopter drops ammo into a Texas elementary school. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's Mike Hawk.
All right, our top story in South Florida. A man has been accused of calling into a local mosque and leaving multiple voicemails describing how he was going to blow up the temple. Rightfully so, the leaders of the mosque called authorities and asked for their help, and they didn't have a hard time tracking down their suspect. Police simply looked at the caller ID on the voicemails that were left, which gave them the full name of the man.
Come on, man.
He was soon tracked down and arrested.
You're better than that.
Is he? He wanted to blow up a mosque, man.
You're not better than that.
That's right.
All right, fair.
In other news, we go to Brooklyn, where you may want to be a bit more choosy about your barber. At a local barbershop, a customer was so upset about the way that his hair turned out that he threatened to withhold payment. The barber became enraged at the man's behavior and responded by violently shoving him into the store's glass window, which shattered, effectively throwing the man out of the shop.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, but that does not shock me.
Really?
Well,
in a barbershop in Brooklyn, like, it just doesn't seem like the place to bitch about your cut.
In a movie, it looks cool when you throw someone through a plate glass window. They land on the sidewalk, they get up, they go, oh, that hurt. In real life, like, their artery is severed and they bleed out and die.
Oh, yeah. He had to be taken to the hospital, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not the way it looks on television. Like, same with getting shot, you know?
That's right. The barber then took off before authorities arrived. The man was taken to the hospital with some pretty serious cuts. So that's the only thing that leads me away from what you were saying, Ted, is that the barber actually took off. He ran. Well, this isn't a normal occurrence. If they still don't know where he's at.
I don't think it's a normal occurrence. I've heard stories. I'm not shocked the barber reacted violently.
Very, very violently.
I'm just saying, like
not gonna pay.
Like, as soon as you were like, it was a barbershop in Brooklyn, I'm like, yeah, I know how this is going to end.
And not well.
In Edmond, Oklahoma, police arrived at the local elementary school after they had gotten a call about a suspected intoxicated teacher. When police began to question the teacher, they noted that she was rambling about different things and wasn't making any sense. Turns out that she had gotten violently high on meth before coming into work that day. She was arrested for public intoxication and possession.
Yeah, if elementary school kids are calling you out because you're not making sense, then you're really not holding it together very well.
I like that you said violently high. Like, I was a little high on the meth.
Just angrily, violently mad.
I just had one bowl or pipe of it.
It's got a little meth buzz going on him. I'm all right. Calm down, damn it.
Just gotta get through the day.
These kids.
They make you nuts.
I'm sorry, but now that this has already happened, can you imagine this teacher on meth talking to children? Like, that conversation must have been going, like, odd.
I'd like to see if anyone took notes, if any of the classmates took notes. I'd like to see what
so
they
2
wrote down
plus
there.
2. Why do we start with 2 plus 2? Why is that the starting question of every math?
It's 4.
I want to live in a world where it's 5. Police in Nevada have been investigating a burglary at a man's home that had occurred last week when they came across a trio of suspects with a dead giveaway in their car. The 3 were stopped and the car was searched, and the search that turned up the prosthetic arm that was stolen in the burglary.
Why do you take that?
Right, that's exactly what I thought.
It's like going in there like, I'm going to steal his toothbrush.
You're not going to fence it anywhere.
Like, you're not going to use it.
Nobody
it's their
wants
toothbrush. You know what I mean? Like, why would you steal someone's toothbrush?
Because it's Rocket Raccoon,
It's the same thing.
Did that.
But more expensive by thousands and thousands and thousands.
Yeah, you're right. That is an extra, just like F you. Why is somebody's prosthetic?
Who's going to buy
personal? It's like grabbing every roll of toilet paper in their house and taking it and leaving it.
Who's going to buy a black market arm, man? Come on.
Right.
The 3 have been arrested. The arm was returned to the owner. In Florida, a man that had bought a scratch-off ticket noticed something a little fishy with the ticket he had just bought. It had some small scratches on it. The Department of Lottery investigated the case and checked the surveillance tapes of the store that he had bought the ticket from. Turns out that one of the clerks at the gas station had gone through the cards, scratched them to check for winners, and pocketed the winners, placing the losing tickets back in the sack to be sold to customers.
How did she think no one would notice?
Well, I don't know how many she sold before she was actually caught.
Yeah, she did it for a while.
The dumb part was doing it under the surveillance camera, I guess.
Isn't that mind-blowing?
Was that the dumb thing? Was that she did it under surveillance camera?
Don't do it there, man.
By the way, the life is under a surveillance camera. If you think you can get away with anything.
That's right. That's it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, man. We'll see you next time for the return of Your Guess Is As Good As Mine, the random question. Men's room rules, and we'll drink and toast with a shot of the day.
Yes, indeed. It is all true. But in the meantime, we be all up out this bitch. But until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.